He doesn't need to raise his voice. His presence alone commands attention. While others shout to be seen, he builds quietly in the shadows, and when he finally moves, the whole room shifts, because real power doesn't ask. It acts in a world overwhelmed by noise where men scramble over each other just to be noticed. Something sacred is being lost. Men plead for approval. They talk endlessly, draining their power with every careless word. Each time they reach outward for validation, they hollow out the strength within. Look around. The air is thick with desperation, voices competing, egos colliding, attention becoming currency. It's chaos disguised as confidence. And yet, in this chaos, the men who truly matter are silent. They don't broadcast their ambitions. They don't perform for applause. They don't seek permission from weaker men to be who they are. They move with certainty, not noise, with presence, not performance. And when they act, everything changes. A Stoic man does not lower himself to meet the expectations of those beneath his discipline. He doesn't shrink to be liked. He doesn't perform to be accepted. He walks a straight path, clear on his value, untouched by applause or judgment. His power is in his restraint. His silence carries more force than empty words ever could. When he finally speaks, people pause, and when he acts, the world listens. Because his movements are not random, they are calculated. His stillness is not weakness, it is control. And his discipline is not punishment, it is freedom. If you want to be that man, really become him, then sear this truth into your mind. Power is not earned through noise. It is built in silence, in pain, in discipline, in the fire of self-mastery. The man who shapes himself like a weapon, sharp, calm, deliberate, he is the one who owns his fate. He doesn't chase attention. He doesn't beg for outcomes. He becomes the gravity others can't escape. And if you're ready to walk that path in 2025, then listen carefully. Because what comes next is not comfort. It's not feel-good fluff. This is war strategy for men who refuse softness, who reject victimhood, who demand full control of their lives. So, if you're ready to move differently, to think sharper, to command respect without ever asking for it, then prepare yourself, because what's coming next will redefine how you see the world and yourself. You already know. Power isn't claimed by shouting into the void. It's built through quiet conviction, and now it's time to act on that truth. So don't just like or comment as a favor to someone else. Do it as a vow to yourself, a silent contract. Because if you've made it this far, something in you already knows you were meant for more. Let's begin. Strategy number 1. Stop handing people the map to your life. Every time you over-explain, every time you share your vision with those who haven't earned your trust, you weaken it, you dilute it. Each time you speak your dreams too loudly, you invite in the critics, the insecure, the cynical. And make no mistake, they will circle like vultures, not because your vision is flawed, but because they're too afraid to pursue their own. You're not just exposing your plan, you're giving them a weapon, a tool to dismantle your future with their fears. That isn't noble. That isn't wise. That's self-sabotage. You're sacrificing your potential on the altar of their approval. Marcus Aurelius didn't explain himself to crowds. He didn't waste breath on validation. He led an empire not by justification, but by silent, decisive action. When he wrote, it was to center his own soul. When he ruled, it was with unwavering purpose. He didn't debate what it meant to be a good man. He simply lived it. And that, in itself, was enough. He didn't crave applause. He didn't ask permission. He didn't reveal his cards to win people's favor. He stayed rooted in principle, grounded, still, because real power doesn't make noise. It doesn't beg to be understood. It doesn't advertise itself with every move. It moves with purpose, with weight, with finality. And every time you explain yourself to someone who doesn't walk your path, you weaken your position. You invite their doubt into your mental fortress. You allow their noise to cloud your signal. That's how the fire inside begins to fade. Think about the men we remember, the titans of history, warriors, kings, emperors, visionaries. They weren't seeking feedback on every step. They weren't pleading to be liked. They acted, and the world adjusted. Power doesn't ask. It doesn't justify. It just is. Every time you chase validation, you hand over your strength. Every time you bend under the weight of their expectations, you bury your potential under their limitations. So stop. Stop giving them access to what they haven't earned. Your vision, it's sacred. Your dreams, they belong to you, your path. No one else needs to understand it. Guard it, protect it, keep it pure. Because the second you start explaining, asking, justifying, you lose. You lose control of the narrative. You lose the momentum that was yours to command. And worst of all, you hand your destiny over to people who couldn't carry your pain for 5 seconds if they tried. They don't see your sacrifices. They don't hear the war you fight in silence when the world is asleep. They can't feel the heat of your ambition, the weight of your grind, or the scars of your struggle. They only see the surface and judge what they'll never comprehend. That's not their fault. But it is yours if you let them dictate how far you go. So move in silence. Let your actions shatter walls. Let your results build empires. Let your life speak so loudly that no words are needed. You weren't born to be someone else's puppet. You were born to break free, to build something so solid, so undeniable, it stands without needing to explain itself. And the next time you feel that urge to justify, to ask permission, to shrink, hold it. Breathe. And remember, a man in control of his silence is a man in control of his destiny. You've already seen the cost of explaining yourself, how it drains your power and hands over your destiny. Now it's time to face the next trap, the one that steals your mind while pretending to entertain it. Stop. Just stop. Recognize what you're doing. Every time you feel the urge to announce your next move, to prove yourself to people who don't matter, pause. That's not strength. That's surrender. Keep your plans sacred. Protect them. Move in silence, not because you're hiding, but because you're building. Let the world catch up to you, not the other way around. True power doesn't advertise itself. It doesn't need a stage. It simply exists. And when it's ready to be seen, trust me, everyone will notice. Strategy number 2. Social media is mind poison. Limit your exposure. Attention is the most addictive drug ever created, and most men are hooked. It's not the substance that kills them quickly. It's the slow erosion of their soul. You think you're just scrolling, but in reality, you're trading your time, your peace, your identity for meaningless approval from strangers who wouldn't care if you disappeared tomorrow. The weak chase it like a man gasping for breath, starving for another like us to feel alive. The strong reject it, immune to praise, untouched by hate, because every time you post to be seen, every time you wait for reactions, you hand over the steering wheel to your emotions. You feel high when they clap, you crash when they boo, and just like that, your mood becomes the property of faceless nobodies. Your worth, measured by numbers on a screen, that's not influence, that's enslavement, a prison without bars, but a prison nonetheless. A Stoic does not beg for attention. He does not dance for approval like a street performer hoping for coins. He works in the shadows, away from the noise, quietly building himself into something that no one can ignore. He doesn't broadcast his pain. He doesn't publicize his struggle. He takes every hit, every insult, every setback, and lets it harden him into something unbreakable. Seneca warned us, the crowd is dangerous, because the man who lives for applause is a slave to those who offer it, a puppet pulled by invisible strings. But the man who stands still, who doesn't chase attention, who is unmoved by the crowd, he becomes a threat, because he cannot be controlled, he cannot be manipulated, and that terrifies them. That's why they mock you when you go quiet. That's why they fear your silence, because silence means you're not dependent. Social media isn't just a harmless distraction. It's a slow, quiet poison. It eats away at your focus. It strips you of your dignity. It convinces you that your life only matters if it's witnessed. And so, you scroll. You scroll for dopamine. You scroll while your goals gather dust in the corner. You trade real ambition for digital illusions. You give your thoughts to algorithms. You let apps hijack your time, your will, your peace of mind. But if you truly want to be powerful, then vanish. Refuse to dance. Refuse to perform. Starve the beast. Don't give them the version of you they expect. Don't give them anything at all. Because the moment you stop performing for the world, you start building something the world cannot ignore. Now, take a breath and get ready for what comes next. You've already seen how the silent man starves the world of his attention and reclaims his power. Now it's time to look inward and protect the very source of that power, your mind. Let them gossip. Let them speculate. Let them talk circles around nothing, but give them nothing in return. Say less, post less, reveal nothing, work in silence, build in the dark. And when the time comes, let your success explode so loudly they choke on their own doubts. Strategy. Dartka 3. Protect your mind like a fortress. A weak man's mind is like an open field. Anyone can walk through it, trample it, leave footprints behind. Every opinion enters. Every distraction sticks. Every complaint finds a home. He absorbs the chaos of the world. He becomes a man with no walls, no filters, no control. And when you let every outside voice live rent-free in your head, you're not living, you're reacting. You're not thinking, you're absorbing. And you become owned by the very noise you should have kept out. But a strong man. His mind is walled off like a citadel, impenetrable, deliberate, untouchable. Not everyone is allowed in. Not every fool deserves a response. Not every distraction gets a piece of his time. His thoughts belong to him and him alone. Because if you don't rule your mind, the world will. And trust this, the world is full of thieves, not thieves of money, but of attention, not pickpockets, but merchants of noise, parasites of your peace. They come wrapped in friendly faces and shallow conversations. They drag you into gossip disguised as concern. They drown you in entertainment dressed as insight. They wear their chaos like a crown and invite you to sit at their crumbling table. And if your mind is unguarded, You'll fall. You'll argue with fools. You'll chase rumors. You'll bend under every sideways glance, every whisper, every empty opinion. You'll exhaust your strength trying to please people who've built nothing. You'll spend your energy seeking approval from men who haven't earned their own self-respect. A weak mind is a prisoner, shackled not by chains but by noise. Epictetus understood this better than anyone. He was born a slave. He had no riches, no status. But his mind, untouchable. His master could own his body, but never his thoughts. His freedom came from discipline, from detachment, from refusing to let weak men rent space in his head. He didn't chase opinions. He didn't beg to be understood. He mastered what entered his mental gates, the way a warrior masters his blade, and you must do the same. Guard your thoughts like a king guards his throne. Let fools gossip. Let the restless shout. Let the undisciplined run in circles. But you vanish. You go quiet. You pull back from the noise and sharpen your thoughts into weapons. Because in the battle for your mind, silence is strategy. And focus is the ultimate edge. And that leads us to the next discipline: how to embrace discomfort, not as punishment, but as the furnace that forges your character. Ready yourself, because what's next will test your will like never before. You've learned to guard your mind like a fortress. Now comes the next step, learning to stand alone and drawing strength from solitude, not noise. Stand alone and stand firm, because when you do, something powerful happens. You stop being swayed. You stop being scattered. You stop being drained. They'll call you cold. They'll call you distant, maybe even arrogant. Let them. What they call cold is actually discipline. What they call distant is actually self-possession. And what they call arrogance is actually mastery. Because when the world bangs on your door, screaming for attention, clawing for a piece of your focus, demanding you react, the strong man stays still. He doesn't answer. He doesn't explain. He doesn't respond. His energy is not up for grabs. His mind belongs to him and him alone. And that is why he cannot be conquered. Strategy number 4. Let them think you are nothing, and then strike. A storm does not send out invitations before it rips through the sky. A lion does not whisper warnings to its prey before it pounces. And a man of discipline, a man with real power, does not parade himself to be seen. He waits, he builds, and then he becomes unignorable. Let them laugh, let them doubt, let them overlook you. Their arrogance, that's your advantage, because while they waste time trying to impress the crowd, you're working in silence. While they shout, you're sharpening. While they boast, you're becoming undeniable. The Stoics understood this perfectly. The wise. Man does not waste breath arguing with the blind. He does not tremble under insult. He does not bend beneath mockery. He stands unmoved like a mountain no storm can shake. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." So, when they mock you, stay quiet. When they dismiss you, give no reaction. Offer no explanations. Waste no words. Don't give them anger. Don't give them proof. Give them nothing. Because the more they doubt you, the sweeter your silence becomes. Let your discipline do the talking. Let your preparation become your weapon. Let your strength be forged, not in noise, but in stillness, so that when your time finally comes, you don't just show up, you dominate. The greatest warriors in history didn't roar before battle. They didn't perform for attention. They didn't move for the crowd. They moved for victory. Their steel did the talking. Their actions echoed louder than any words, and yours will too. Because what's coming next is not about preparation anymore. It's about movement, precision, control. Now it's time to learn how to act without hesitation and move like a force that cannot be stopped. You've learned to wait in silence, then strike with precision. But what comes next isn't about power through action. It's about power through restraint. Because when the moment finally arrives, when fate cracks open the door, you don't hesitate. You don't ask. You don't explain. You strike. With force, with certainty, with a finality so sharp that the world has no choice but to remember your name. That is power. That is control. That is the way of the Stoic, strategy number 5. Walking away is the ultimate power move. It's not just about leaving, it's about sending a message so loud, so absolute, that the silence it leaves behind becomes deafening. Walking away is not weakness, it's not surrender, it's an explosion of self-respect, a rupture in the script that others expected you to follow. A weak man stays. He begs for scraps of respect. He clings to situations that erode his spirit day by day. He tells himself, if I just try harder, maybe they'll see my worth. But in reality, every second he stays, he leaks dignity, like sand slipping through. Open fingers, the strong man doesn't explain himself. He doesn't fight to earn a seat at a poisoned table. He doesn't waste time trying to be enough for people who never valued him to begin with. He walks away, and with every step he shakes the ground. He doesn't shout. He doesn't slam doors. His absence says more than words ever could. It echoes like crashing waves, silent but unstoppable. It commands attention. It draws boundaries that can't be crossed. Walking away is not escape. It's precision. It's strategy. It's choosing to protect your peace like a king guards his crown. It's saying, with your entire being, I will not be reduced. I will not be disrespected. I will not settle. Because when you walk away, you're not just leaving behind a room. You're leaving behind judgment, toxic expectations, the exhausting performance of pretending to be less than you are. You're stepping out of the noise and into clarity. It is one of the most brutal truths. True power begins when you learn to walk away. Epictetus didn't just talk about letting go. He lived it. He understood that control doesn't come from domination. It comes from discernment, from knowing what's worth holding on to, and what is poisoning you slowly. He would tell you this: don't waste your time pleading for respect from those who never valued you. Redirect that energy, reclaim it, use it to build something unshakable, something that ignites your soul and makes the world stop and take notice. Because the moment you walk away, you set off a chain reaction they might not understand. They might talk, but they will feel it. They will feel the shift in the atmosphere. They will feel the power you reclaimed, because your absence will speak louder than their noise ever could. And when you leave, you're not stepping back. You're stepping forward toward your truth, toward your worth, toward your destiny. And now it's time to go even deeper, to discover the discipline of mastering your reactions, and how the calmest man in the room always controls it. You've learned to walk away with power. But here's the truth. Most people never accept Your strength doesn't come from proving yourself. It comes from refusing to shrink for anyone. Let them try to make you small. Let them question your silence. You owe no explanations. You are not asking for permission to exist. You are not seeking approval to be powerful. You are the storm, the one who moves without warning, the one who walks with a quiet roar, breaking everything in your path without ever raising your voice. So, when your moment comes, leave. Walk out of the room. Walk out of the lie. Walk out of the story they tried to write for you, and don't look back. Don't justify. Don't apologize, because your silence, when chosen with strength, screams louder than any confrontation ever could. They'll wonder where you went. They'll whisper, speculate, fill the silence with their own noise. But you'll know that you just made the most powerful move of all, walking away and never returning. 2025 isn't the year for empty words. It's the year of the quiet revolution, a year to erase the noise that's been drowning your purpose, a year to move in silence, where your actions speak louder than you ever could. Yes, they'll doubt you, they'll dismiss you, they'll underestimate everything you're building. Let them, because their disbelief is the fire beneath your transformation. Their judgment is the soil where your greatness will take root and rise. While they waste time talking about dreams, you'll be busy building reality. No announcements, no grand speeches, just relentless, unseen work, unapologetic, unstoppable. And when that moment finally arrives, when you've evolved into something greater than they could ever imagine, don't return for validation. Disappear, fade into the shadows. Let your success haunt them. Let them wonder how you became a force too powerful to be ignored. Because a true Stoic man doesn't boast. He doesn't seek the spotlight. He doesn't need applause. His power is not declared. It is claimed silently, earned through discipline, sharpened by pain, and forged in the quiet fire of his resolve. So, if you're ready to become that force, don't just like or comment. Close this video, shut the noise out, step into your grind. Because this journey is not about what you say. It's about who you become. And when the world finally sees you, it'll be too late for them to catch up.